What is your NSFW secret that you are proud of? I rented a room from a quiet couple in their mid-30s during my uni years, and I got involved with them after I found out they're both swingers. The husband is a dom, the wife and I are switchers. I didn't even realize I'm attracted to women until I met them. Apart from the D/assign, monthly swinger parties and sex, mostly me and her, he enjoyed watching us, but sometimes get involved when she and I ask nicely. They're pretty good landlords. She cooked all the time, I did too when I'm free, and she helped me reviewed my uni work because she's a doctor in what I studied. He and I would go to pubs together and have a good time, but mostly he taught me how to survive in this competitive world, how to deal with stress, and how to manage my finance. They attended my graduation and celebrated my master and PhD. It's almost 10 years since I moved, and even though I still keep in touch with them, no sex, but as friends, I still miss them a lot. They were my mentors and sex was just a bonus. I'm a hip disarticulate amputee on my left side, meaning they took the entire leg. I just have a fleshy lump there, right up next to my crotch. This means I get to say my dick is longer than my left leg as a factual statement. There are very few good things about being an amputee, so I take what I can get. On our honeymoon, my wife gave me a blowjob while I was standing at the window to our hotel room, looking out over Niagara Falls, Canadian side. To this day, I'm proud to say that I've received a BJ while looking down on one of the natural wonders of the world. Me and my wife had kids and decided that fast was enough children. We got married after the kids were born and went on a honeymoon. We got drunk and had sex without protection. The next day we panicked a bit and went to a drug shop and got a regret bill. My wife took it at the hotel room. Crisis cancelled. After this we thought nothing about it and continued with the honeymoon. Like half an hour late she gave me a blowjob. She never ever gives me blowjob back quotes as she chokes easily, so this was a real treat for me. When I came hard, and the landed at the back of her mouth, and she puked all over the floor and my dick. We laughed it off and joked about it for the rest of the vacation. A few weeks after, when we came home, she did not get her period. We got anxious, and it turned out she was pregnant. The only time we had sex without protection was at that hotel room. When she puked after the blowjob, she must have puked out the pill as well. So, now we have 3 kids. The youngest is as amazing as the other 2, and I'm proud to have him, but he must never ever find out how he was conceived. My first blowjob was from 2 girls at the same time. I think I set the bar a little too high a little too early. I once farted as I got on a packed train in London. I knew it was a killer, but played it cool. The doors close behind me, and 10 seconds later a girl sitting next to her boyfriend hits him and shouts, "You're disgusting." A few times a year, I translate hentai japping so that other people can enjoy the story too. I rode a bike for a 40-mile journey on LSD in Tokyo during the height of cherry blossom season. I once had to call into court as a witness for an altercation that happened at my work. I was placed under oath over the phone. My girlfriend at the time blew me the entire time. My GF put a grapefruit on my wang once. I have to delete this before she sees it. I'm currently in a friends with benefits situation with one of my senior manager. It started with a drunken night out and now we duck pretty much every day. It's quite awkward in the office because she is my boss's boss, and during our business review meetings my face goes red when she asks me something. I ducked my then girlfriend now wife on the conference room table of an old job one night. Boss held a training class in there the next day. I used to have bulimia, and after years of self-induced vomiting, have no gag reflex whatsoever. Seriously, when I get with a guy and he finds that out, the reaction is priceless. Askreddits like this always makes me wonder if I just have an exceedingly boring life or if people are just phenomenal liars. The first time I came home on leave from the army I hadn't seen my wife in 7 months. We stayed at my parents' house, she had moved in with her mother in that time to save money. My parents went out the first night we were there to see a movie without us, in a kind of wink wink nod nod situation. I had been in an incredibly stressful environment for 7 months without seeing my wife. I was also now highly physically fit. I ducked that girl so hard I broke my cherry wood bed frame and the bed collapsed underneath us. I was pretty busy that week and forgot to fix it before I left for Germany. The first phone call to my dad, he said, "Oh yeah," laughing, "I fixed your bed frame for you. I don't know what you did to that poor girl, but I hope she's alright," more laughing. When I was in college, I lived in a dorm that had a pool table room. One night, I was drunk with my then boyfriend, and we stumbled in there at around 3 AM to have sex. We ended up stripping down totally, not really caring about our nudity, since the dorm was dead that night. While we were doing the deed, we ended up on the ground on the non-door facing side of the table, and almost immediately, someone opens the door and turns the light on. X and I freeze. I turn my head to look under the table and see their feet freeze as they see our clothes scattered everywhere. Not a noise was made, no one moved, complete awkwardness for what felt like forever, about 7 seconds. The other guy just turned the light off and backed out, and we never got caught. My bed is broken from having sex. It was already a little broken before from something else. But recently, in the middle of fun time, my bed caved in. It was hilarious, but at the same time it scared the shit out of me. I once shagged a girl who worked in post-delivery. While I was signing the delivery, she said something in my house smelled nice. I had just made coffee and wanted to offer her a cup, so I said, "I know, you wanna come in," which she did. She grabbed my crotch within 10 seconds, and then my brain went, "Duck it, let's do this I guess." She didn't get to drinking any coffee though. My life sucks. I once fisted 2 guys at the same time. It's not even a turn on for me. But I was drunk as duck, and after a night out a friend asked me to go to the sex dungeon. I was wandering around the rooms and stumbled on 2 guys with their asses in the air. When in Rome, sucked my own dick. I was so excited when I could finally do this, and after I tried it the first time, it felt more like I was sucking a dick than getting a blowjob. Never did it again. Gay as hell, so that's just fun in double. I once made my college girlfriend scream so much and so loud during an orgasm that her downstairs neighbor, a kind, elderly woman, came upstairs, rapped on the door, and insisted that if she didn't hear my GF's voice immediately, she was gonna call the cops. We both lay in bed, laughing as my GF reassured her that she was quite well, thank you. After that, she tended to cram a pillow or stuffed animal in her mouth to muffle the sound effects. Lol. I can get a girl to climax every time by writing the alphabet in cursive with my tongue during oral. Never takes more than 2 times. I'm going to try this. This has literally ran women up walls away from me. Shaking 10/10ths would recommend. I was on a date with a girl probably out of my league. We eventually made it to a park and strolled onto a small bridge. There was a rushing stream below us, and it was nighttime, so no one was there next to us. Hearing all the water below really made me have to pee. Like, really bad. So as both of us were leaning over the rail watching the stream, I quietly unzip and whip out my willy. I pee down as support to minimize the splashing. The relief I felt was orgasmic. 8/10ths would do again. Got together with a girl who was also in second year at university with me. It was pretty carnal. We were really attracted to one another and hooked up often and aggressively. It was hot. Anyway, one of the first few times we got together, she invited me over. I went into her room and she had a red, sheer, satin sheet thrown over her lampshade, casting a red hue to the room. She had high thread count Egyptian cotton sheets and tons of pillows on her bed. She also had, beside the bed, a bowl of mixed fruit. We made duck, and afterwards I lay back in the afterglow of the sex onto a mountain of pillows with her draped, naked, across me, laying on my chest amidst expensive cotton sheets, and she began to ducking feed me fruit from the fruit bowl. Like actually holding cherries up for me to bite off the stem. I felt like a ducking sultan. It was amazing.